Hey, it's Councilman Salters and
Councilman Grove.
we are here for a unique council recap.
Yeah.
Well, because there wasn't
Was no council.
really
but-
council meeting yesterday. I felt lost.
Yeah.
But the way that we're doing things right now is we passed a resolution a couple weeks ago that lets our clerk treasurer make sure claims are paid. The key thing, making sure that our vendors are taken care of, and most importantly, that our employees get paid. So during this time period, we'll still get claims in the regular time period. We'll still have time to look those over. If we have questions, we send them back to her, and then we'll go from there. But it's kind of a different time period right now.
It is really not much else is happening as far as that goes, but we still have to pay the bills.
Yeah,
So,
and the way that this sets up is it sets up there, and if we need to have a meeting, and we did last week, then we call basically, I wouldn't call it an emergency meeting, we just notify, and then we have basically a teleconference. The mayor and I are at City Hall when that happens, and everybody else calls in during that time period.
I know everybody's kind of getting used to teleconferencing,
It's-
Zoom meetings. And
I think we're getting closer to figuring it out. There's still always those
Yeah.
awkward pauses and people talking over each other. One of these days, I think
Yeah.
we'll figure it out,
Yeah.
or at least I hope so. The big thing that's happened was last week we passed a resolution to turn basically our revolving loan fund into a microloan program. This is something that Councilman Grove, Councilman McNeese, Kathy Lane, the mayor, city attorney, we've all been working hard on for over 3 weeks to get basic guidance and approval to be able to do this.
yeah, it's really not the design factor of that loan program, but we just twisted it around a little bit to use it for what we really need. It really wasn't utilized much in the first place, so this is a way to get that money into the hands of people that really need it right now.
Yeah, so basically we had something called the revolving loan fund, and you had a set amount of funds there that could only be used basically for economic development and job creation for basically businesses that were in time of need or like a lender of last resort
Yeah,
specifically.
Last resort.
So what happens is you're sitting there and you can only use those funds for there. Those funds have sat there, I mean, since the 80s.
Yeah.
So you can't really touch it for anything. So I had kind of the crazy idea to reach out to the state and be like, well, I think this would be a good opportunity to use these funds for microloans to help our small businesses during this pandemic. And they were very appreciative that we were kind of thinking outside the box and we weren't asking for a handout.
Right, and they're looking for other ways to help small businesses and everybody. So everybody else thinking outside the box just helps everybody out.
Yeah, so what this allowed us to do very quickly is because there's already a board formed, there's already guidelines formed, there's rules and policies and procedures for this board. We basically used the revolving loan fund and the revolving loan fund board as the vehicle to be able to put this micro loan program together. Businesses can apply. There's links on the city website. There's links on all of our Facebook pages. You can call the clerk treasurer's office, email our clerk treasurer, and she'll be able to send you an application. It's up to $5,000 would be the max amount you can request. And we hope to be able, like if you request it, they meet and they can get you the cash for your small business as quickly as possible.
Yeah, this isn't a cure-all. This is, I tell you, really what's going to help the small businesses here is after this is over. Everybody's getting their stimulus checks now, but a lot of these small businesses are closed. So don't take those stimulus checks out of town. Save them for our small businesses here in town. That's really what's going to save our small businesses in the long run is supporting local.
Yeah, and that's a good point to put. We know that this isn't like a cure-all, but the key thing for us here is that it's something, maybe a bridge so they can get more information from the banks on the SBA and the PPP, because there's still a lot of confusion with those.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a bridge till things start to clear up and really get better, and we start to see things better in the summer.
And this may be all that one of these small businesses needs is a small loan. And again, it's a loan. They will be paying this back. Just a small loan to carry them through.
Yeah.
Just to get us across the bridge.
Right, and the key thing to remember, we've got low interest rates on these because we know that, hey, this is a difficult time, and also the repayment plans will be extremely flexible, and we won't be asking for repayment until after the pandemic is over. The key thing that I want to emphasize on is flexibility. We want to help our small businesses, and we think that this can. And we think this is a good first step in some of the plans that we're going to put forward.
Yeah.
But then the question that we have for you is, what else can we do to help?
Yeah.
We're trying to look at absolutely anything and everything. Let us know what your concerns are. Let us know what's going on in your mind. Let us know any thoughts that you have, because we're willing to look at anything.
Yeah, definitely. And not just on the pandemic issues, but even the storm damage issues. I know the federal disaster is set up. I know some people are thinking, this should happen quicker, but it's a process. I know here at our business, we're still waiting for an adjuster to come today, so we don't even know the totals on damages. We've had an adjuster at our house, but we don't know numbers yet. So that takes time. It is a process, and we are working through it. And the mayor and the council are working on it.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that's been kind of odd. It was an emergency inside of an emergency.
Yeah,
which rarely happens.
I would say worst case scenario, but I was feeling sorry for myself until I took a drive around to see houses that were completely destroyed, and then you see on the news where Chattanooga area, it's different. Those people don't have a place to stay, so we got to appreciate what we do have and just work together and get through this.
Yeah, so just reach out to us if you've got any thoughts, ideas. Hey, if you need help or anything, just reach out to us. If we don't have the answer, we can get the answer to you. I'll give you my cell phone. Councilman Grove will give you his. Mine's 812-890-0094.
And I'm 812-881-5048. And again, we've got time on our hands, kind of. So if there is something, and O is willing to entertain an idea. Not saying that we can move on it, but we're always open for hearing an idea.
Yeah, we're at that point. There's no sacred cows.
No.
We're looking at absolutely anything and everything to help the citizens, our small businesses, our families here. It's all hands on deck. And the nice thing is if you look around the community, we have so many people that are just rallying around each other. I've seen so many people put their own needs on hold to help somebody else, and that's what our community is all about. And it's one of those things where it's a sense of pride in our city.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to our first responders.
Yeah, they've done a hell of a job.
And not just our first responders, but the street department, Duke Energy. They just were absolutely incredible. A lot of long hours. You see those people, they've been up for 24, 36 hours working nonstop. So just a huge shout out to those guys.
And that's it for our council update. We'll still bring these to you regardless if we have council meetings or not, because we've always promised to be open and transparent and bring you as much information as possible. And that's what we're going to do. So until next time, see ya.
See ya.